Every 4 years, something extraordinary happens in the world of Bitcoin.
Everyone is buzzing about Bitcoin.
A pattern so impactful yet consistent, it's almost like an infinite money glitch.
The money of the future.
Yet within these dramatic surges also carries a sting for the mass.
Bitcoin lost more than half of its value in 6 hours.
From craze to crash.
When is regulation going to happen?
And skepticism with this new currency.
You owned all of the Bitcoin in the world, and you offered it to me for $25. I wouldn't take it because what would I do with it?
And I'll be honest, these negative narratives sometimes have some truth behind it, but 99% of us do not know about this, and this information gap is what will set us apart between losing it all or retiring our family. And once you understand this rule and how to play this game, you won't have to worry about working a single day in your life. So to truly master this infinite money glitch, we must start from the beginning and ask ourselves, what even is money? How does it work? Money throughout history has been many things. A means of exchange, a store of value, a unit of account. But as societies grew, so did the need for a more efficient system. At one point it was gold, and fast forward to the 21st century, here we are, using fiat currency. Dollars, euros, and yens. Yet every form of money has its own fragilities. Imagine working hard for your money, but no matter how hard you work, salary doesn't seem to go up, but your morning coffee, your groceries, and even your rent begins to climb up at an unsettling pace. That's inflation, a silent thief in your wallet. You felt it, right? When the economy goes through hard times, government and central banks often start what many people call printing money. This might seem like a good thing. More money for public projects, relief programs, and even direct support to the citizens. Yet, this quick fix and fast spending leads to bigger problems in the long run. Moreover, the new printed money is not even evenly distributed. While some goes to the people that are struggling, majority will end up inflating assets like real estate and stock, benefiting public companies and more for those who are already at the top. Think about it, stock price goes up, that means companies will increase their price, and that is how inflation literally happens. In a way, the system is creating free units of labor with the newly printed money diluting every single one of us. And here we are, living under the underlying premise that our money can be diluted anytime at the convenience of the government. But that also means there's a lot of money to be made. To get into how we can make a lot of money, we must first understand the properties of money. Despite the apparent vulnerabilities, why is fiat currency still dominating the world? The answer lies in one key property: acceptability. Universally, everybody uses and accepts our dollars, and that basic fact powers the engine of fiat. You start to realize how vulnerable money is. So what makes powerful money? There are many things, but let's start with portability. Consider for a moment the last time you traveled. Have you ever found yourself at an airport security point being asked how much cash you're carrying? The anxiety of moving with more than the allowed $10,000 isn't fun at all. Although we can now use our credit cards, it's still a reminder that fiat currency still has its limitations. Now imagine the same journey, but your wealth is stored in Bitcoin. With Bitcoin, there's no physical cash to declare, no tangible assets to raise eyebrows. As a matter of fact, nobody knows how much Bitcoin you have, nor they will ever know if you don't tell them. All you need is your seed phrase, a series of words known only to you, and your brain becomes your bank. Gold, while being a timeless store of value, loses ground in this new digital arena. The logistics of moving significant amount of gold is not just the weight, but the glaring visibility that demands layers of security, adding risk and complexity. Yet the part that makes money really powerful is the principle of scarcity. There can only be 21 million Bitcoin, and nobody can change that. This sets it apart from fiat and gold. Although gold is scarce, we're still able to mine 3 to 4% of our current gold supply every single year, which means gold is getting diluted 3 to 4% every year. And with fiat, like dollars or euros, governments can make as much as they need. There are other properties that make it crucial to make money powerful, but I know that's not why you're here. You're eager to learn how to harness Bitcoin's infinite money glitch to your advantage. For the past 16 years, there have been 4 cycles, and in those cycles, we witnessed 4 major phases. First up, the phase of exponential highs is where the action is happening. Money starts going in and FOMO starts panning out, driving people to leap into Bitcoin. At this time, your neighbor Joe starts talking about it. This isn't just gross, it's a rocket ship to uncharted territories fueled by stories of overnight fortunes and dreams. People are swept up in the narratives of endless growth, believing that this time, the sky really is the limit. It's a moment where rationality takes a backseat. But then comes the correction phase. This isn't just a downturn, it's a reality check. Our emotions kick in and we tell ourselves, oh, this is just a healthy correction. Well, a healthy correction where you lose 100% of your gains. It's a crossroad moment. Some double down on their face, seeing this as an opportunity in the dip, while others cast doubt, questioning the very foundation of crypto. But then as the storm starts to die down, then emerges the accumulation phase. A period less about the immediate thrill of soaring highs or the jolt of sudden dips, but more about strategic positioning and foresight. In this phase, patience isn't just a virtue, it's a strategy laying the foundation for the next leap forward. And then comes the recovery phase, where prices start to climb and past skepticism getting replaced by cores of optimism. But why does this cycle occur again and again? The answer partially lies in a pivotal event within the Bitcoin ecosystem, the halving. This event occurring every 4 years slashes the reward for mining new blocks into half, effectively tightening the new supply of Bitcoin. The scarcity induced by halving propels prices to surge. History has shown us that 6 to 12 months following a halving, Bitcoin's price begins its dramatic ascent. But what fuels this cycle isn't merely just halving, but perhaps a darker one. Something that will make you question, do we live in a simulation world governed by invisible written laws? Power laws throughout history helped us find relationships between 2 different things in a way that allowed us to observe the past and make predictions about the future. This law applies to biology, society, technology, and this simple math also accurately tracked the last 15 years of Bitcoin's price. So how does it work? In a recent video from Andre Jig, he talks about how if you graph the most popular word, you'll find that the second most popular word will show up as half as often as the first. The third most popular word will appear 1/3 as often as the first, and the fourth word will appear 1/4 as often, and so on. Now, if you plot this rank and frequency on a log chart, you'll see a perfectly straight line revealing the clues that even language has a power. You might think this is a coincidence, but Michael from Vsauce guessed that the word sauce should appear roughly 30,000 times between all its use on Wikipedia and the Gutenberg projects using the formula, and his guess came extremely close to reality. This ability to make accurate predictions applies not just to the English language, but to every language in the world, including ancient languages we still haven't fully figured out. So how is something so humanely complex and so unique as language so easily predictable by mathematics? It almost seems like we live in a simulation. So what is Bitcoin's price going to be using the power law?
At least 150,000. So I'm pretty sure of it.
And that's in what year?
Middle of 2025.
And what happens in 10 years?
Everybody wants to know when it is a million, right? So let me tell you that it will be 1 million in 2033. So July of 2033.
So one might wonder, where are we in the Bitcoin cycle? Halving occurs April 22, 2024, and as we approach the next halving, we're starting to gain some strengths. Will Bitcoin hit $200,000? We can only theorize it, but nobody knows for sure. But it's also true that these patterns have occurred in the past, and based on data, 2024 to 2025 indicates that it will be a great year for Bitcoin. Remember, the rich will win more often only because they will apply more statistics and data to improve their odds to win. What this video really highlights is observe the patterns and understand the whys behind the pattern. Why do we call it a bank? As in riverbank, in rivers water flows, and in banks, money flows. In this flow, you have a choice: struggle against the current and drown, or let it carry you. Observe and follow where the money flows, not fight against it. Surfing isn't about battling the waves, but harmonizing with it, and those who are ready to pivot when the seasons shift will also be successful. That means we need to build the judgments through data, but also from our failures. It also means we should learn when to put aside our greed and understand when to exit. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.